Good afternoon, sports fans. Coming to you this afternoon with a little afternoon baseball featuring Kennard-Dale Rams taking on the West York Bulldogs here at Sunset Park, just outside West York, close to the Dover line. How about it, do up 74? And for a little afternoon baseball, our first foray into calling baseball. And right now we're at the bottom of the first inning. West York at the plate in a scoreless game.
Yeah, normally we would be at West York High School, but they're playing at the Sunset Park, so it's a little bit different accommodations. I thought we'd be in a press box, which we are not in right now. We're on the field,
and we're on the field, actually, what would be considered the left field, not too far away from the fences here at the 3:35 mark. It would take a Herculean effort to hit a home run down the left field line here, and another strikeout. MJ Matero now coming to the plate for West York.
Ideally,
2 quick strikeouts for Kennard-Dale. Go ahead, dude.
Absolutely. Kennard-Dale comes in with an 11-2 record, while West York has an 8-8 record, right there in the middle of the pack. Kennard-Dale in first place in Division III, led by Coy Swanson. The two-way baseball player also plays basketball, and there's a hit.
Off the bat should be an easy put out there as Coy Swanson touches first base for the third out, and a scoreless first inning between Kennard-Dale and West York. Want to remind the fans, 7 innings here at the high school level, and hopefully it looks so far, I mean, there's some rather ominous-looking clouds hovering around Sunset Park here, but we hope that we can get the game in.
Absolutely.
Our first, like we mentioned, our first foray into baseball here,
and ideally, as I said again, we would be in the press box with the bird eye view, but they don't really have a press box here for us to have that bird eye view. So we're right here on the middle of the field,
and then
pretty
we
much
try to go beyond the center field fence here, and it wasn't a high enough elevation for viewing, so we're coming to you from the left field side as West York now warming up out in the field. Top of the second inning in a scoreless game. As Stu mentioned, both teams in Division III. They're Division III, both teams here, Kennard-Dale and West York. And it sure doesn't feel like baseball weather here this Monday afternoon. It feels more like fall. The sun.
Absolutely. For it to be May 1st, it feels a lot like December 1st.
Yes, no doubt. West York wearing their white jerseys with blue numbers. Kennard-Dale with their blue jersey tops with their yellow or gold numbers. Adam Laux, the junior for Kennard-Dale, the lefty, up to the plate. Marcus Ropp pitching for West York. Winds up, delivers in a foul ball. To start things off here in the top of the second inning. As we mentioned, a scoreless game right now between West York and Kennard-Dale.
And we'll have our scoreboard up momentarily. Left-hander at bat.
Adam Laux. Name may sound familiar. His father, former York Suburban head coach, Andy Laux. Adam's a junior for Kennard-Dale. There's a shot to the second baseman for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Wind looks like it's moving left to right here at the stadium. We'll see how that affects the pull of the ball here as the game progresses. Field looks in good shape considering all the wet weather we had the past couple of days here in the greater York, Pennsylvania
the whole
area.
Weekend it was raining. It was a downpour for the last couple of days.
Number 2, Benjamin Zimmerman at the plate, the righty. And a strike called. West York head coach Bobby Holmes.
Looking to pull an upset here tonight. West York is to defend the home against a team like Kennard-Dale, who's in first place in Division III.
Yeah, this would be considered an upset here for West York, and there's a shot. Looks like a foul ball beyond the reach of the first baseman for West York, Braden Harris.
Braden Harris had an opportunity to talk to his mother right before I walked onto the field, Lindsay Harris. Braden's also a senior for West York. As today is Teacher Appreciation Day.
Appreciation Day, yeah, as we rolled up here. The game was supposed to get underway at 4:15. There's a shot to right field, playable. And the second out here in the top of the second inning. Mikey McKeon now batting for Kennard-Dale. And Kennard-Dale, as mentioned, is coached by Bobby Holmes, their head coach. West York's head coach, Andrew Johnson. And this would be a signature win for this West York Bulldog team if they could knock off Kennard-Dale.
Absolutely. I also want to speak about Coy Swanson for Kennard-Dale, the Maryland commit.
Yes. To play baseball there, D1 commit number 15. We'll probably be calling his name and number throughout the game here at Sunset Park. As the sun tries to come out here during the baseball game, there's a shot to the second baseman for the third out. The first baseman had to stretch out for that one. For the put out, we move to the bottom of the second inning. A scoreless game here between Kennard-Dale and West York.
On a windy Monday, May 1st, 2023.
You mentioned, I think it feels more like December 1st out here.
It does. It's a windy day today. It's going to only get brisker as the sun continues to go down.
Yeah, we hope maybe the sun stays out as it's out right now here at Sunset Park. And the fans are bundled up more like for football weather, no doubt about it. Their parkas and
yeah, very small
beanies.
Crowd out here tonight, but the faithful fans are here to support their team.
We're glad we can bring the game to you this Monday, featuring our first ever baseball game. We'll be back on the air next Monday for another baseball game as we make our way to Dallastown. Backyard brawl as Red Lion visits Dallastown. Should be a big matchup. And then we'll close out our regular season portion with a big volleyball matchup as Northeastern travels to Central York. Pitcher for Kennard-Dale, number 9, Ryan Perzanowski. He's a sophomore warming up. The West York Bulldogs will come to the plate here at the bottom of the second inning. West York Bulldog Braden Harris now checks into the batter's box to start things off here in the bottom of the second inning from Sunset Park. A hit to the second baseman, fumbles the ball there, gets it out in time for the first out in the bottom of the second inning. Will Plappert now up to bat, the righty. Class of 2025. kind of have a sense, do they want to move this game kind of along here, pending storms on and off throughout the day here?
Absolutely, with the pending weather. As you said again, the one game was already canceled for today, baseball game.
Northeastern, yes, postponed their games till tomorrow.
Calling it early. Line drive.
Looks like a foul ball.
Foul
there.
ball.
We had a nice vantage point down here on the third baseline.
Catcher had an opportunity to run that ball down.
1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here to Will Plappert. A windup. Foul ball. One ball, 2 strike. Another foul ball. Will Plappert calling a timeout. Steps out of the batter's box there for West York. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Just a bit high on that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a hit to the shortstop. Has to get it in there quick and safe at first.
Ooh, nice run.
Yeah, Will Plappert beat that.
Great job.
Squibber out, hit to the shortstop. Marcus Ropp now entering the batter's box, the senior, number 35. Man on first base, 1 out. We'll see what Jacob Nisley, he's another player to keep an eye on for West York. We've called his name before.
Yes, we have.
Yes. There's a strike called.
And you can feel the rain starting to pick up a little bit here, Todd. Oh.
Trying to keep the runner on first base there.
The runner wants somewhat of an advantage to get to that second base.
Has his lead. And Coy Swanson playing first base for Kennard-Dale, number 15. There's a shot down the right field.
And it has now become a steady rain.
It has, yes. It's less than ideal conditions for baseball. I gotta.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not in a dome.
Not at all.
Not in the dome.
And certainly not down in St. Pete, Florida. Maybe right now. You know.
We're going to stick it out as much. We're going to stick it out as much as we can. We do have some expensive equipment out here that we have to keep throughout the year. So you got to make sure we preserve the equipment. But we're going to stick to this game as it is right now. But if this keeps up, we may have to postpone our broadcast because of the weather conditions.
Jacob Nisley now at the plate for West York. We mentioned his name. Number 33 in the batter's box, and the runners.
And runner just stole third base.
Rather easily, uncontested.
And it looks
So
like
Will
West York
Clapper now really in scoring position now on third base.
Yeah, West York's knocking on the door to get that first lead of the game.
Yes. Foul ball.
Want to thank the fans that are tuning in to this game tonight. Well, this evening.
Afternoon,
yeah.
Really, late afternoon.
As we said again, ideally we would be in the press box, but we're at Sunset Park, which is the alternative field for West York.
West York, yes. And we want to remind the fans, I guess you went in pregame and there just wasn't enough
No,
room.
not at all. And we always say that, going live, some of the fields, some of the gyms are not live stream ready, and this is one of those areas where it's just not live stream ready at all. And that's a walk.
Number 5, A.J. Lawson now in the batter's box. Runners on the corners. 2 outs for West York, but be nice if they could punch one in here if you're a Bulldog fan. As A.J. Lawson talking to his coach right now, third base coach.
There's a lot of heat on that ball from the Kennard-Dale side.
This vantage point, no doubt.
You can even hear it from the catcher's mitt when he catches the ball. It's a whop. Very small crowd here tonight. Just basically
Yes,
the
no
baseball
doubt
players
about
and
it.
a couple parents.
And their parents, yes. Yeah,
Still a game to be played, so these guys are out here making sure they improving their record.
runner easily steals second base. And now both runners in scoring position, second and third, with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch count to A.J. Lawson.
Oh.
A swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Strike 3.
After 2 scoreless innings. Kennard-Dale 0, West York 0, scoreless.
And West York had their opportunity. They were 1 run away from scoring their first. How's it going, man? Thank you, thank you. And again, thank you to all the fans that's tuning in here tonight, this evening for this game, West York versus Kennard-Dale, baseball, YAIAA, big time Division III matchup with Kennard-Dale in the #1 position, top of the leaderboard in Division III, led by Coy Swanson. And also West York at 8-8 at the 500 mark so far early in this season. Should be a really good game here tonight. As we said again, not ideal conditions, but we are here. Normally we can be in a press box, but tonight wasn't really that wasn't an option for us tonight to be in a press box. Having that area view, bird's eye view, is always ideal for us. But we're here tonight on the field. Light drizzle happening right now. As long as it doesn't pick up, we will continue with the game. We cannot afford to let our camera equipment get too wet. As a lot of fans know, we have a lot of games that we feature throughout the year, and this camera equipment we need to keep it together in order for that to happen. First pitch was a strike. Strike 2. Just out of the catcher's mitt. Picks it up, throws it back to the pitcher. Still scoreless in this matchup. YAIAA baseball matchup. Brought to you by Sports Shooting Stars. It's a hit. And an easy out. Coming up is Garrett McCleary. Remember his name from basketball this year, representing Kennedale. So far, it's been a highly contested defensive game so far. McQuarrie still up for Kennard-Dale. And that's a ball. 1-1.
Made it back to, had to kind of grab the winner
a
little bit here. It's moved to the top of the third inning, 1 out already.
Has to be about 50 degrees out right now.
Wind chill of
That's a hit.
Looks like it's a foul ball.
Foul ball.
Great vantage point down here to the third baseline. Brings up 2 strikes.
Want to give a big shout out to the Kennard-Dale and also West York players. They gave us a big shout out when they saw us come to the field. Said they're big fans of the broadcast. We really do appreciate that. It's all about the student athletes, and that's why we're out here doing what we do.
Yes, no doubt. Follow Sports Shooting Stars on our Facebook and Instagram page. There's a strikeout.
Great job.
2 outs. And you don't have a lot of base runners and a lot of hits, and you get 3 outs, the game tends to move a lot quicker.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In the sport of baseball.
Be great to see that sun peek his head out a little bit, give us some rays. And that's a high ball.
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Number 3, Micah Smith is at the plate here for Kennard-Dale.
Kennard-Dale, all the way, Fawn Grove? Southern Pennsylvania.
Yes,
Near the Maryland border.
correct. As we mentioned earlier, our first broadcast for baseball, and we'll be back on the air next Monday as we travel to Dallastown with the host of Redline in a backyard brawl. A hit to the shortstop.
Out.
2-3 inning.
Yeah, out at first base. Playing a little bit of Run DMC.
Rundy. Kennard-Dale, top of the third inning. West York will be coming to the plate now in the bottom of the third. Making our way to the bottom of the third inning, Todd Edwards, Dude Jones, here at Sunset Park. A scoreless game between Kennard-Dale and West York. And all types of elements. So wind, some rain, and West York will be coming to the plate. I will say their music selection here has been on point so far this afternoon.
Yeah, they've been rocking and rolling so far. Got a mixtape DJ in there somewhere,
I heard a little
mixing
Salt
it up
and
a little
Pepper
bit
earlier, and now Run DMC. It's as I make mention, I had to go get my winter gear. I think my mic was muted, so I'm back joining Dew Jones here on the playing field here, not too far from the 3:35 mark here in left field, down the left field line. That would take a shot by a right-handed batter to. We may have to move out of the way, if that left fielder comes our way here, Dew.
Yeah, you never know.
We bring the game to a whole new meeting, potentially here today.
Also got a little bit of tidbit about Coy Swanson. He actually broke both his arms in a car accident last year, right before the baseball season.
Wow.
Didn't play at all as a junior, but still signed his letter of commitment for the University of Maryland.
Terrapins, yep. College Park. And the nice part about that, a lot of the local fans will be able to still see him play. Can make the park
absolutely.
down to College, or trip down to College Park, Maryland. Not too far from.
And he also didn't play his freshman year due to COVID-19 when that 2020 season put an end to a lot of different teams and a lot of different players, especially guys getting looks, from the college coaches and things like that. But, Coy did a great job of already locking in with Maryland. Looks like he's
potentially thinking a bunt there.
Yeah,
for the lefty.
saw a bunt coming about.
Ian Thompson, class of 2024 at the plate, the lefty. As we are in the bottom of the third inning, and Mr. Sunshine's peeked his way.
Yeah,
through the clouds.
slightly. And this to finish up by Coy Swanson.
Okay.
He got the offer from Maryland before you ever even played a high school baseball game. So that just lets you know the pedigree that he has and the commitment that they have towards him as well. So, keep an eye out for Coy from the Kennard-Dale.
First base right now for Kennard-Dale. Number 15. Hit to the third baseman. And the put out for the first out in the bottom of the third inning. Here from Sunset Park on a chilly day for baseball.
Absolutely. Chilly day for baseball.
Fans also, we'll be heading back in the gym for that big volleyball matchup featuring Northeastern at Central, taking place on Thursday, May 11th. Circle your calendars for that big matchup, boys volleyball. And, of course, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we'll be back on the air for another baseball game next Monday. There's a hit to center field, caught by Adam Laux, the center fielder.
Great catch from Adam.
Center fielder number 22.
2 outs. Evan Jones now at the plate for West York, another lefty. That righty-lefty matchup, sometimes an ideal situation.
Absolutely.
For the batter. Ball low.
And West York's starting to get some hits off the pitcher, but not having an opportunity to get on base.
Starting to make contact,
Yep.
yes.
Absolutely.
Ball 2. Down low. 2-0 count here. Bottom of the third inning.
Looks like the rain just subsided.
Foul ball. And you hear that ping of the bat, that aluminum bat.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about guys like Bo Jackson who used to crack the bat over their knee.
Yes,
the wooden bats. Yeah.
Incredible feat of strength.
That's another ball.
Yeah, 3-1 count now to Evan Jones. 2 outs for West York. Looking maybe to get a walk and get on base here. Maybe get.
And he gets on base.
He gets, a walk thrown by Ryan Persnowski, sophomore for Kennard-Dale. MJ Votero now steps up to the plate, the righty. Class of 2025 for West York. Scoreless game between Kennard-Dale and West York. Throw it back to first base, trying to keep the runner on, or at least close.
And there's a run.
Pass ball, yeah, and into second base. And now in scoring position, the base hit. Sun is shining bright now down on us here and drying our equipment off, which was a bit of a concern, especially in a downpour.
Absolutely. We got a message from our producer, Cliff Kern, said, hey, don't get that equipment wet. That's a $4,000 camera,
yeah.
so that's pretty much our lifeline for Sports Shooting Stars,
Yes.
our equipment. So very important to keep that dry. And the sun is out now.
MJ Votero at the plate. 2-1 count with 2 outs for West York. Bottom of the third inning, a scoreless game.
Man on second.
Yeah, Evan Jones.
And he's looking to take that.
Off second.
And you can see West York being aggressive on base. Looking to steal one.
Maybe force a run here, yeah.
Absolutely.
3-1 count right now. And
Looking to get to that third base.
you wonder if Ryan Bersnowski is starting to tire a little bit here right now. Bottom of the third inning.
There's
a
hit.
Shot. It's a base hit.
Hey, really good hit.
Garrett McCleary throws the ball infield, and now runners on the corners, 2 outs. And you talk about making some contact.
Yeah, this is where you want to make some contact with the ball and give your guy an opportunity to make it home.
Braden Harris now up to the plate with a big opportunity for Braden here.
Braden, one of the seniors for West York.
Looks like, according to the roster, one of 3 seniors for West York, along with Evan Jones and Marcus Robb.
Also want to let the fans know today is Teacher Appreciation Day for West York. And, man, what a difference the sun makes. It came out, it felt like the weather got 10 degrees warmer.
Yes. Yeah, I had some questions early on. I know I was texting you earlier today as to whether or not this game would be played. And, well, here we are for our first broadcast ever for baseball. Braden Harris in the batter's box. Ball high.
Getting the opportunity to see 2 good teams from the Division III with West York and also Kennard-Dale. What I would like to say, Todd, we're starting to broaden our fan base by going to volleyball, lacrosse, softball, basketball, football, of course, track and field, which will be coming up pretty soon.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I've been popping out at a lot of these events.
Yeah.
You texted me yesterday. I almost forgot we had this game on the schedule.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
There has been a lot. I've been popping. I know you're tied in with your son in AAU. A 3-1 count right now to Braden Harris as he steps out of the batter's box.
The catcher overthrew the pitcher. The guy on third base was thinking about taking that run.
It's Evan Jones there with a nice lead for West York.
There's a hit. And that's the first run.
And got it, dude. That's the third out.
Oh,
that is the third out of the inning.
out,
At the end of the third. It's tricky.
It's tricky.
It's tricky by Run DMC's being played here as we move to the top of the 4th inning. Scoreless contest here from Sunset Park. Yeah, we mentioned earlier we have a little bit of a break popping out for the Ray Geezy Invitational that was held last Friday in what I would say rather deplorable weather conditions, but it took place. A lot of puddles on the track. Kenny Johnson he participated in the 100 meter, and Kenny can deliver.
Absolutely. And you would think that's a little bit dangerous for these student athletes to be running in those type of conditions.
You're right. I had a chance to talk to Wells Golf. He sat out that day just for that
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. You don't want to get injured. Don't want to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
there's bigger goals. Like I said, we know Joel's golf is a University of Pittsburgh commit.
Yes. So interesting to see that. And then a volleyball weekend, a big Dallas Town Invitational, and I was part of it. And as I mentioned, you mentioned to me yesterday that we had this game. I'm like, almost forgot.
Well, I almost forgot as well. Last couple weekends, with the AAU tournaments and everything that's going on with sports, our schedule is it's ridiculous right now, but we're trying our best to keep up with everything and have a spring season. This is our first year having a spring season where we're featuring lacrosse, baseball, softball, and also boys volleyball.
Yep. And we hope to do some girls volleyball in the fall.
Yes.
There's been some people asking me. I've been popping out at some of these boys volleyball games, and there is interest, obviously, with the girls volleyball, which they play in the fall as the boys play currently in the spring at the varsity level.
Yeah, and that's pretty much our whole mission, to be honest with you, Todd, with Sports Shooting Stars, to give these student athletes a bigger opportunity, bigger exposure.
Coy Swanson at the plate now for Kennard-Dale.
Want to take a look at Coy Swanson, the University of Maryland commit. Also plays basketball as well.
A swing and a miss right now for strike one.
You can see he has a lot of power in his swing.
May be able to pull it down that right field line for a home run.
And he has to know all eyes on him right now, so let's see what happens.
Can't quite see the dimensions down the right field line as we're standing right here at the left field fence, 335 down the left field line.
We'll be joined momentarily by Brandy Shope. It's a hit.
Shot to center field. Over the head, and that's going to go to the fences. Extra bases for Coy Swanson. He's showing some of that speed. Rounding second, he's going to try to turn it into a triple here, and he can stand up. A triple for Coy Swanson. You talked about it, dude.
Coy Swanson, as good as advertised.
Big time.
Big time hit. Got all the way to the third base.
What a way to start off the top of the fourth inning with a triple. Coy Swanson.
Number 15, Coy Swanson. As we said again, already had his commitment before he played any games at the varsity level.
We have Lucas Nagel at the plate for Kennard-Dale.
And right now, Kennard-Dale's knocking on the door to get that first run of the game.
No outs. Scoreless contest between West York and Kennard-Dale. And a throw back to third base.
Good heads-up play from the catcher.
Just trying to keep him honest down
Absolutely.
there. Do it.
As we said again, number 15, Coy Swanson, all eyes are on him, so all the players got their eye on what he's going to do next.
And the fans in attendance here at Sunset Park. Strike called, 1-2 count.
No out so far.
That's a ball. 2-2. We mentioned the top of the fourth inning. We play 7 innings at this level, do. Want to remind our fans at the high school level for baseball.
2 quality teams going at it. That's a hit.
Shot to the shortstop.
Out at first.
No, safe at first. Oh. The throw kind of pulled the first baseman off the base, and now runners at the corners. No outs.
Also like to introduce Brandy Shope. As we said earlier, she'll be joining us momentarily. She just pulled up. You see her all over the place. She was
everywhere in West York on our way.
Everywhere in West York.
Way over here, I saw.
Absolutely. And also a referee this weekend at the Spooky Nook, putting a lot of time in.
Ball high. He's out at second.
Wow. That was a gamble.
Great. It was Lucas Nagel thrown out at second now, but still Coy Swanson at third base. Now, 1 out. It seemed like it was rather exciting over there this past weekend over at Spooky Nook, between games and some post-fight. I mean, I happened to see all that. I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, so Hoop Group held, I believe, over 350 teams.
Incredible. the week before. It's been a busy weekend for Dude Jones. Ryan Persnowski, the pitcher at the plate.
It's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike.
Look at that. Randy came prepared here.
Well, Game Changer is really a game changer. It lets you know live what's going on at the same time. That's strike 2.
Yes, 2-2 count now with 1 out. Especially for baseball games, there's a shot, and that's a base hit. That's going to score.
That's going to score the first run. Coy Swanson. Hit to the left field, right in the gap.
Yep,
And I believe Kennard-Dale came in here 11-2. So
yeah, pretty impressive record, Brandy, correct.
West York is doing a nice job holding them here in the first 4 innings.
Adam Laux now at the plate, the lefty. Runner on first base, 1 out, top of the 4th. Brandy Shope, Dude Jones, Todd Edwards here from Sunset Park. There's a shot down the left field here, over the left fielder's head. That's going to be extra bases, dude.
And they're going to go. They're going to go into score.
Persnowski is going to. And safe at third. A little bit of a steal there.
So that's
Adam
Laux with a triple.
And an RBI. An RBI bringing in Ryan Persnowski and a 2-0 lead right now.
Yeah, from that left field, that was definitely a nice hit. We're about 335 yards, 340 yards in the center there. You know,
it takes a shot.
Definitely took a shot
and
there.
And the wind's kind of blowing in. So
like Kennard-Dale's starting to warm up a little bit as well.
Like we are here.
Yeah.
False. We are not warm.
It was raining about 20 minutes ago.
Yes, I know. I intentionally missed that small amount of.
Ben Zimmerman at the plate now for Kennard-Dale.
Oh, very nice. Great job.
That was a great play.
Yes.
They thought they tagged out at third, but were able to get the first base out.
He got the first base, and there's some confusion on the field right now. It looks.
That's what they both got after.
No, he was safe.
I
Number
believe
13,
that
Adam Laux.
the second umpire called him safe at third. The coach is going to go out there to discuss.
2 outs. Days of Earl Weaver, I guess. Maybe I'm dating myself. You know, with the Baltimore Orioles already come out and argue with the umpires, kick up the dirt and take the base, you know. And
so it looks
off
like
he went.
The coach is asking the home plate official to discuss his angle to make sure that to see if he had a better angle on the tag right now. So that's the discussion that's happening, and they are going to hold the call on the field safe at third.
Safe at third, yep. 2 outs now for Kennard-Dale and a runner in scoring position. As Michael McKeon, the senior, is at the plate for Kennard-Dale. And a strike called.
A lot of fire on that ball.
Yeah, Marcus Ropp's a senior here for West York. One of the stronger pitchers here.
Not a little guy either.
A windup, the delivery.
And that's going to be a foul ball.
So one vantage point here, Brandy, down our third baseline. We can tell the foul balls down here.
You can definitely see
this
that.
Vantage point. And you kind of missed it. We were trying to get behind home plate. The booth was not big enough for us. We tried to go out beyond the center field wall, and the camera wasn't high enough. So we've settled for our third option here, the left field area of Sunset Park. Yeah, ideally, maybe even top one of the dugouts would have been nice.
It's going to be a ball.
Ball. 1-2 count, 2 outs. West York looking to get out of this inning right now.
Marcus Rupp has 53 pitches right now at the top of the 4th.
And you wonder where the pitch count is at the high school level for these pitchers, Brandy, where a foul ball, 1-2. You know, at the professional level, they have it all down point. You know, with
They do
pitch,
have
yeah.
they do have it here, and I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth by saying it, but I have a feeling that they'll probably stay around 80, 85.
80.
They don't really want to go too far.
Over 100 pitches
No.
yet. The wind up. Foul ball.
Rest and recovery is very important, especially for arm care in these athletes.
1-2. Michael McKeon at the plate for Kennard-Dale. The windup. The delivery. And a base hit. And that's going to be another run for Kennard-Dale. It gives them the 3-0 lead. RBI single for Michael McKeon.
That was a great shot. It was in between second and short, right up the center field line. Especially on these high school fields, our center fielder has to be super fast because it's a lot of
ground to cover. No
you
doubt.
got it.
Henry Begley, the sophomore for Kennard-Dale, at the plate. Kennard-Dale with the 3-0 lead right now.
Be ball high.
Marcus looking to pitch his way out of this inning here. Get the Bulldogs to the plate. 2 outs.
If only the wind would stop.
Maybe the sun would come out a little more. The sun's kind of peeking out here, in and out. There's a foul ball down the third baseline.
It's going to give us 1 ball and 1 strike.
Two outs, top of the 4th. Ball high. Catcher throws down to first base, safe. Ball called, 3-1 now, count to Henry Bailey. Begley, a sophomore for Kennard-Dale.
Got a small piece of that, and that's going to be a nice throw to first base.
And the third and final out here in the top of the 4th, but the damage done by Kennard-Dale. 3 runs scored at the top of the 4th gives Kennard-Dale the lead 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Sunset Park. Your thoughts so far, Brandy?
Well, I know West York had to know they were coming into a tough game at 11-2. West York 8-8, I believe.
Yes.
It is definitely going to be a battle. West York did a nice job in the first 3 innings holding them. This 4th inning, 3 runs, were able to get away with some great shots there in the outfield. They just really hit their spots this inning, which, allowed them to get those 3 runs. So West York is going to need to get those bats hot and going right now if they want to pull out this game.
They're going to need to get hot real quick here on a chilly afternoon here at Sunset Park.
And Brandon, if you don't mind, let's talk a little bit about your son, Quinn Shope. He just had a tournament he had about, I think, 2 weeks ago. He's a pitcher as well. Can you give us a little feedback on his tournament and, just the life of being a pitcher's mom?
Yeah. So Quinn plays for KBC Cardinals, which is a travel team out of Mechanicsburg, and their coach is the head coach of Shippensburg Baseball, which I just saw online that a gentleman from York High just got an offer to play baseball at Shippensburg. So he will also get to have Coach Jones as well. So far in the 2 tournaments that KBC's played in, they have won the championship in all. They won the perfect game not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So, baseball is pretty big in our household between West York baseball and travel baseball, and then coming to see all of my older son's friends play JV and varsity baseball. There's just a lot of baseball going around.
And helping call the action here today from Sunset Park, huh?
Yes. Eddie Falcone.
Falcone.
He is going to be playing at Shippensburg. I knew I saw that today. Sherry Washington had posted that online. So excited for the Bearcats to become a Shippensburg Raider.
As we move to the bottom of the 4th, Will Plappert.
Will Plappert. He is a sophomore.
Sophomore, yes.
Yes.
Today is also Teacher Appreciation Day for West York.
Yep, Teacher Appreciation Day for West York today. So the players got to honor some of their teachers and walk out with them to celebrate that, which has been exciting.
Big moment for the players. Oh, 2 count to Will Plappert. Ball low. Ryan Bersnowski still in for Kennard-Dale. Bottom of the 4th inning. A windup. Got a piece of it.
And if you didn't know, today is High School Principals Day. So a big shout out to Kennard-Dale and West York's principals. Thank you for being awesome leaders to our children.
Struck him out. First out, bottom of the 4th. Marcus Ropp.
Our pitcher.
The pitcher.
Yes.
The senior for West York. Steps up to the plate. With 1 out for West York. And a strike called. And this Ryan Bersnowski for Kennard-Dale, he's really on fire. I mean, despite the cooler temperatures here, he himself is throwing some heat as well, and keeping West York kind of off their feet here.
He's throwing so hard his hat's falling off.
There you go.
And we have 2 umpires here. We have 1 behind home base and 1 at the first baseline here. We appreciate all they do, for sure.
Underappreciated lots of times. How about it, umpire?
Yes, we're in a shortage of all of the above. Baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, lacrosse, football. We're all looking for officials. Go to PIAA.org if you're interested in being official. It did just get passed that 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds may apply to become officials, and they can get some good experience in. It's definitely good.
Steady work, too. I mean, there's
a lot of work.
There's a lot of work. It's ball high. A 3-2 count here with 1 out for West York.
Yeah, with 1 out right now and 2 strikes, 3 balls, we're at a full count right now. West York has got to get their bats going.
There's a shot.
That is a shot.
The shortstop.
And that's going to go right to Coy Swanson.
Coy Swanson brings
that in.
It
was high, but he was able to bring it back and tag the base. Great
Showing
jump.
some of that athleticism there by Coy Swanson.
Also a basketball player for Kennard-Dale, Coy Swanson. Made our top 25 players this year.
As Jacob Nisley makes his way to the plate.
Speaking about basketball players, we said Coy Swanson played basketball for Kennard-Dale that we covered this year against West York, and Jake Nisley, who's up at the plate, was also playing in that game.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier before you coming on the air, Brandy, another name that's familiar to Dew Jones and I with calling a few West York Bulldogs basketball games this past season. Yes, I was at Marcellus Scott Walt we were here. An entertaining game.
And I believe in the War of the Roses, YAIA pulled out
Yes,
with
by
a
a
1
1-point win. It's a foul ball.
gonna-
1-2 count for Jake Nisley.
Got a lot of power behind him.
Another foul ball. Still alive with the 1-2 count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Kennard-Dale 3, West York 0. There's a shot. Center field tracking it.
And it's a fly ball, and he's out.
That was Adam Laux with the 3rd put out. And we move to the top of the 5th inning with your score. Kennard-Dale 3, West York 0.
Kennard-Dale's going to need to score here. I mean, I know that they are holding West York right now, but their pitcher's at a 65 pitch count. Could possibly pull in a relief pitcher in the 5th or 6th inning here. As long as West York holds them, there's still a pretty good chance.
As a little vanilla ice plays on the intercom system here at the stadium. I want to remind the fans we'll be back on the air next Monday as we'll make our way to Dallastown for the Backyard Brawl Red Lion at Dallastown. And hopefully the weather will be a little warmer next Monday.
Yes, baseball, I would say, has a very fickle weather season. It's either really hot, really cold, really rainy, really windy. So one of many Pennsylvania weather.
No doubt. And this time of the year, you'll get a day where it's sunny and 80, and then next day it's rainy and 45. And it's
Today is just one of those in between.
Yes. Garrett McCleary, left fielder for Kennard-Dale now in the batter's box to start things off here at the top of the 5th inning. Garrett, a senior.
And that's going to be a strike. Way to come out on that first one. Big shout out to our sponsors, OSS and S3 Performance Training.
Yeah, John Turpak, Ron Johnson with S3.
Pop up here.
Pop up. Baseman should have it, and he does for the first out of this 5th inning.
Was Will Plappert with a catch.
Shortstop number 3,
Micah Smith, the sophomore, now for Kennard-Dale. And the direction of the wind, Brandy, I got to say, it is now moving almost right to left now. It was moving, I mean, and I see the flag here, and it's just been, throughout the game, it's been blowing. Oh, it's...
I'm confused because I see the sun, and now I'm seeing this black cloud that I didn't see before, and I'm inching closer to my car.
Yes. They're rain
I
clouds.
just felt raindrop on my head. Right to the pitcher,
Nice.
Marcus Ropp.
Rob for the second out, throws to the first baseman. 2 quick outs for West York right now here at the top of the 5th inning.
Exactly what they're going to need to do to stay in this game. They're just going to have to figure out how to get those bats going.
Yeah, and Coy Swanson now back up to plate here to bat the lefty.
I see the outfielders for West York are taking a few steps back here.
After, after his triple.
He had a
He had a
triple.
triple.
Here to the left field.
Yeah,
And that's going to be right to the shortstop.
for
and
the
he's
3rd
out.
out. 3 up and 3 down for Kennard-Dale. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning, and your score, Kennard-Dale 3, West York 0. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, OSS and S3 Performance Training, two familiar sponsors with Sport Shooting Stars.
I've never heard their names. Just
Maybe you want to look
kidding.
them up on Facebook and
Yes, check them out.
Yes.
Facebook,
Facebook.
Instagram,
They have quite
their
the
website.
social media presence. So
Yeah,
with
they do a
John
nice
Turpak
job.
and Ron Johnson at S3 Performance.
And you'll see OSS and also S3 Performance Training throughout our basketball, football season. This is our spring season right now, our first inaugural spring season where we're doing lacrosse,
Boys volleyball,
softball, baseball. Track's
Track,
coming up
we
as
do-
well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
And we're-
track and field, I believe the county championships will be taking place Wednesday, May 10th at Central High School.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be coming up. And then, of course, you have the lacrosse championships. I mean, it's a busy season. And
Yeah.
we may even pop in for some of those days.
Yeah, the championship games for lacrosse, for softball and baseball, we're scheduled to film some of those games. We're looking for sponsors for those games as well. But yeah, we are looking to have those games filmed live, so give the kids a bigger opportunity and some more exposure.
Yeah, should be interesting. And then, of course, the boys volleyball championships will be held at Dallastown here in the middle of this month. Hard to believe it's May 1st already. Here we are. It is.
I am looking forward to leaving Wednesday for Florida.
Oh, there you go. The Sunshine State. Yes.
I need some sunshine.
Yes.
Since Pennsylvania's confused
It-
here
it is.
with its weather.
Mother Nature.
Yeah, particularly in the month of April, it always seems like it's a roller coaster with the weather, and it's kind of carried over at least to the first day of May.
Well,
here.
they say April showers brings May flowers, so let's hope for
That's-
some sunshine, some flowers.
Well, I think when the sun does eventually come out, the grass is going to sprout up here
Yeah,
real
it
quick.
has. Yep.
Although this field here at Sunset Park looks in
Yeah, it looks
immaculate
really
condition
good.
here. Yeah, it really does, considering the weather we've had the past couple of days.
And before you know it, the kids will be out of school. Summer will be here. We'll be running around like a chicken with her head cut off. So
I believe West York only has 17 full days left. They get out at the end of May here. And speaking about our grounds, a big shout out to Jeff Ludwig. He takes care of all of the grounds and his crews. He does a very nice job. He takes a lot of pride in his work, and we appreciate all he does for West York.
A.J. Lawson with a squibber.
And
And,
that, they're out right
First
away.
out, yes.
Third baseman, 2 steps over, and
Made it look rather easy. Reed Foltz now entering. We have our Dew Jones now, our meteorologist, sees the rain clouds off to the distance there beyond the right field area, and we're
I'm
kind of
feeling-
hoping they
I'm-
hold off
I'm
here.
feeling some spritz here.
It's,
You guys have your hoods on, hats on. You
We
maybe
do.
can feel it.
we're at the bottom of the 5th inning.
Even though
Kennedale
he's
3.
a Dover Eagle, a big shout out to my friend Kenny, who is a Sports Shooting Stars fan. He comes to the West York baseball games.
Is he here today?
I did not see him today, but he has been at the last couple. Yeah.
Yeah, a sparse crowd here today at Sunset Park for obvious reasons. The weather kind of, I think, has kept a lot of the fans away, and we hope maybe they're just tuned into Sports Shooting Stars in the comfort of their own home, maybe
Yeah.
with the heat on at their home.
Reed Foltz up to
Reed
bat.
Foltz, and what a shot!
Wow, he ripped that ball right center
the gap.
field in the gap.
It's going to be
He's
extra
definitely
big.
going
Well,
for us. Ooh.
rather quickly. Nice play by Adam Laux, the center fielder.
That was
to-
great
to
defense. He
limit,
was super quick.
to
He
just a
took off.
single, yes.
I definitely thought that there was a double coming from that. I mean, Reed really took off there, but
Yes. Ian Thompson now to the plate. Yeah, they need to make some noise here in the bottom of the 5th inning, down by 3.
Pickoff attempt by the pitcher. Then Ian Thompson for West York.
A lefty. Yeah, I like that matchup, the right-handed pitcher versus lefty batter. Ball high.
We're about 70 pitches here.
And this may be the final inning for Kennard-Dale pitcher Ryan Bersnowski. Pitch counts.
Strike.
Strike. Evens things up here, 1-1 with 1 out. Oh, yeah, you can hear it cracking from down the left field line here as we bring the game to you.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, but
Big hustle by the
playable,
right
and
fielder.
Garrett McCleary tried to make a play on that. Came up short.
But close.
Yes. Thought there for a moment, Brandy, it was going to hit our one camera here, you know. Yeah. And
Okay, so when the ball drops on the third strike, when the catcher drops the ball, the runner has the opportunity to take first base. And if they can beat the throw from the catcher, they're safe on first. However, because we had someone on first base, we called that off and took the out.
So it's 2 outs. Good knowledge. Yes, thanks for the insight here, courtesy of Brandy Shope. 2 outs for the Bulldogs. As a few raindrops have entered the playing field here, which I suspect we'll have this throughout the course of the game here, Brandy, as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You know what? That's a great question. So the question was, what's the most important position on defense for baseball? And I said didn't answer because there's just so many that are important. The shortstop is really important. The second baseman, the first baseman who gets the ball thrown to him, as well as the third baseman, the catcher, who is the first line of defense. And then, of course, our center fielder here has to make a lot of moves. And without a left field and a right field with this huge, I mean, if you look out here,
there's a lot of ground to cover.
there's a lot of ground to cover. So some of our best athletes, once you're in high school, are playing in the outfield. I know, you sometimes hear in Little League that kids don't want to play in the outfield as much because there's not as much action, but there is so much action once you get up to high school. So I think it's hard to say. They're all important at their right time.
Yes. MJ Votera at the plate now for West York.
Another question. When's a good time to bunt? When's a good time to do that?
That's an art form. I don't think you see too much of that anymore. How about it, Brandy?
So,
Especially at the major league
do
level.
ask, what is the art form of bunting? When should you bunt? And really, there's all different kinds of bunts. A sacrifice squeeze, you'd have someone on third. They're bunting, so they have to decide where they're going to throw it. Are they going to try to get the out at first and give up the run? Or are they going to basically put in a holding pattern and let someone on first and third? So,
Right.
It is definitely a tool to be utilized. And you also have to look at your defense and your offense. Your bunters are usually your quickest sprinters.
Yeah, your speedsters, yes.
We know baseball is a strategic game. That's why I asked.
It's a bit of a chess match, no doubt. As
It
MJ
definitely
Votera
is.
at the plate, a 1-2 count with 2 outs for West York, looking to make some noise here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah. That's going to be a ball. And he's going to
Ball
go to
in the
steal
dirt.
third. And
Now,
he is safe.
Yeah, safe. And now runners at the corners for West York. A 2-2 count with 2 outs.
A lot more aggressive right now.
Well, and I think they realize they need to be here
They
at the
have
bottom of the
they
5th.
have to take chances
Yes.
right now.
Pressure on Kennard-Dale.
Our pitcher's getting a little tired here at the end, although he is throwing a strong game.
It's a pop-up. Maybe it's playable there. Coy Swanson with the 3rd out in foul territory.
That was a great play.
And, yes, we've called his name a few times, and we move to the top of the 6th inning with your score, Kennard-Dale 3, West York 0. The wind picks up.
It
the
is
raindrops
raining.
are starting to pick up a little bit here. And
I love baseball, but I am a fair weather commentator. It is cold.
yeah, there's something about the sport of baseball for me where it's sunny, 70, 80, 90 degrees, the heat, and just That's baseball weather to me, Brandy. I'm not sure your thoughts, but yeah,
Why-
this year a little less than ideal weather conditions. Kind of reminiscent of Friday at the Ray Geezy Invitational at York College, where the rain was just coming down. I was very surprised, Brandy, they had that event this past Friday at York College.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely coming down for sure. I just invested in, as a baseball mom, in a pod. And a pod is basically basically a single tent that goes around your chair, plastic on the sides. You can kind of zip it down so you can see in the front and on both sides. But as the sun comes in, it keeps you warm. No rain, no wind.
Protects you against the elements, huh?
It is amazing.
How many people can fit inside the pod?
Adults or kids, probably one adult and a child in a
Lucas
regular
Nagel
pod.
makes his
but,
way to the batter's box here.
They
for
have
Kennard-Dale.
double pods in which 2 adults can fit in. But if you're taking it to Little League, 4 kids can sit on the floor of a pod. Absolutely.
So ball high. Wind, the rain. Now the wind looks like it's moving right to left here at Sunset Park. There's not much sunsetting here right now. A lot of wind and rain. Yeah, top of the 6th inning.
Great hit to right field.
Yeah, it's playable
And
and
it is
it's an
caught.
out. For the first out, in top of the 6th inning.
7 innings at the high school level.
Correct. 7 innings at this level, and the
Number 9, Ryan Personowski.
Ryan Personowski has made his way up, the pitcher now to the plate.
It's going to be a strike.
And a steady rain now has kind of moved in here to Sunset Park, Brandy.
So glad I have this blanket and no goat. That's going to be high. Ball high.
The rain has been pretty tricky for the pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, the ball is wet, so it can slip there. So you're trying to make sure you have a good grip on the ball. You'll probably notice
Foul ball.
that they will go ahead and change balls a little more frequently.
Try to sustain this broadcast, but if it gets too wet, we have to.
We may have to pull the plug, so to
Right.
speak, huh?
Yeah,
We
we
are-
will try our best to
This is our lifeline here. We gotta keep it
to continue the
Gotta
forecast.
keep it up and running, yes.
However, due to the rain, we may have to suspend our broadcast to protect the equipment. It's going to be a pop-up to the second
For
baseman.
the second out here, the top of the 6th inning.
Center fielder number 13,
Adam Laux now making his way to the plate. Lefty center fielder for Kennard-Dale Jr.
I believe Adam was one that had that great play there in
Yes.
center field.
Limiting the West York Bulldog to just a single, yes, with his speed in center field. Ball high. We hope to make our way down for like maybe a post-game interview. Weather permitting.
If anything, we'll be brief.
The rain is really coming down now. So both the hitter, the catcher, and the pitcher are definitely weathering through the elements here.
Yes. As are the fans that are still remaining here. I mean,
Like the players are getting pretty hyped up over this weather, though.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, that wind and rain now starting to really settle in here at Sunset Park. More like Rainset Park here, and
Oh, this is something.
we have experienced during our course of 7 years of broadcasting. We have endured quite quite a lot of different experiences. I can honestly say, Brandy, I don't think one of which has been standing out in the wind and rain right now calling a baseball game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, for our equipment's sake, we are going to have to end our broadcast. We do apologize, but the weather is not cooperating today. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, we are out here in left field in the elements. Brandy Shope, Todd Edwards, Dew Jones behind the camera. And it looks like that's going to be potentially the third out, and it is.